That was intense. I don't remember that happening last time. Hi, folks. Hope yous are alright. Where'd my mouse go? Mouse? Oh, there we go. Let's get back into this. Someone told me. Where did it go? Debug scores? Is it that one? Never come out. Yay, the numbers and shit are gone. Alright, okay. Computer lab is an offshoot from our library. As for the library itself, aside from an expected emphasis on anatomy drawing and guides and the like, it's pretty standard. Not to brag, but the school I was at for my freshman and junior years had a library with 2 floors. Probably should have read a thing or two with all those resources. I'm getting off topic. Computer lab is the focus. The calm tranquility of the library is overtaken by the organised sterility of the lab. 40 standard sets of computers and monitors line the wall, forming a panopticon around the desk, reserved for the teacher in the middle. I remember them being organised differently in elementary school, but for a few years now, I've just been seeing this formation. Seems to me like someone got caught one too many times working on more risky art pieces. The monitors are all turned on, but only one's logged in. Weird. No one else here. Damon Ben said Liz would be here though. Maybe she's in the bathroom. No one to pry, snip. I'm not one to pry and snip around, but I'm rightly pressed for time here. On screen I see open PDFs and documents that look finance related, and filled with abbreviations and jargon I don't understand. Maybe I can figure out how to create my own account. To create an account... What he said. Read it. I'm back. Hello? Hello? You just sort of descended? Alrighty then. What are you doing? Bah! Haunted high school! Didn't mean to scare you. Ow! Thank Christ. Is that a dino girl with an extremely long neck? I swear I'm trying. It's just a dino girl with an extremely long neck, and not a spectre. No, really. What were you doing to the fiscal report I was working on? I didn't do anything. What the fuck? I've been working on that all day. Why did I touch it? Didn't. Well, I minimized it. Right. I'm here for a reason. Are you Liz? Brachiosaurus furiously reopens all her windows for a while and types out some information before acknowledging me again. Excuse me. Well, I guess it would be because you're treasurer? Ben sent me. Wouldn't submit something for the art contest going on, but I don't have my school login info yet. Ben told me you'd be able to help. Ben, huh? Well, Ben and Damien. She mumbles something beneath her breath, then turns her head back to me. Yeah, I'm Liz. Whoa. Inco. But yeah, I'm new here, so I needed an account. No problem at all. Liz sits down, cracks knuckles, and starts typing away at the keyboard. See if I can get that done for you. In a flourishing display of spreadsheet software experience, Liz navigates and organises several documents in seconds. Always had the general idea that there were a lot of shortcuts and commands, but yeesh. She's resourceful. You're an artist too? Since you went into the contest so bad. Yeah, I'm a photographer. Yeah? How you liking it here so far? Well, since you usually jump to asking about what they're graduating here for, so they can more easily form connections and collaborate. So excuse me if I might be going too fast. Not at all. I'm a bit more at ease now that you just explained it. Pretty good. I feel bad about missing most of the first day. Not a big deal. Guess not. Truth be told, I see those paintings framed in the hallway by the principal's office, and it does put a bit of rain on my parade. Ah, those. Yeah, I get what you mean. I think it's like that by design, honestly. Something about breaking the students' egos. You end up wanting to improve like crazy so you can reach your goals. At least that's what happened to me. I'm planning on going to university and getting degrees in design and business. And that's just the start. I also plan on becoming an apprentice for art dealings, getting the right paintings for the right people. My tutor said I'm impressive enough I should start enrolling for any and all the important universities around the country I like. Wow. I mean, I'm also pretty well off myself, but it never occurred to me that I should be this ambitious. Thank you. What about you? I'm going to be an influencer blogger and be crazy popular, publish a photography magazine. Don't know, but it's going to be big. I don't know. Well, she said big, right? So photography magazine. That's something. At least more than a lot of people here. What do you mean? I have to go, may as well just be in daycare. Sorry if that sounds rude. We got these school programs and even industry professionals coming in for lectures, but it's like some of the people are here just because their friends happen to be here too. No big plans, it seems. Yeah. Wait, did you mean like Damien? Yeah, I should have mentioned it. Well, I shouldn't have mentioned it. He's still cool though, don't get me wrong. I hope me talking about him to you like this doesn't come across as douchey. He's definitely the friendly type. He even partnered with me in gym class and dragged me along to sit with him at lunch. Is that so? Yeah, he was really excited about it too. And then he introduced you to Olivia as well and tried to break the ice so she can come out of her shell. How'd you know? Ah boy, sorry about that, Inkle. What, Damien messing with me? No, Damien's great. He's just maybe a little too eager. If he considers you a friend to him, he'll want you to be our friend too. Specifically, he wants you to be Olivia's friend. What's wrong with that? Nothing at all. You've seen Olivia. You can probably tell she's a bit unresponsive. She doesn't really talk. She doesn't really like to talk to anyone, not even Damien. So you can definitely try to be her friend, just know she'll most likely ignore you. You don't like Olivia? No, I do. She's fine, I guess. I sat with her at lunch after all. I'm sure you get along with us just fine. Oh, hey. Love to see Olivia make a friend. Just don't get too invested in trying to get her to warm up to you. Damien will always be down to hang out though, and I certainly don't mind. It's just him and Olivia are nigh inseparable. So if the deal turns you off, then it's not your fault either. There's a history to that wording. Excuse me, sorry. Inseparable? So like girlfriend, boyfriend? No, they just live in the same house. Oh. Damien's also just incredibly patient and outgoing. I envy him. But yeah, you would like nothing more than everyone getting along like best buddies. Unless you're like Damien, and you can be pleasant to a brick wall forever, your time is probably better spent elsewhere. I choose brick walldom, damn it. How serious are you about your ambitions? Pretty serious, I think. Nods. Something to keep in mind then. It's a struggle, but like Damien says, you gotta keep trying, right? This gives me a half-hearted smile, but she still seems sad about something. Sorry for talking it off about private matters. Still want to get that submission turned in? Stops for a second on one tab to scan for something. And got it. Motions head to the back of the room with the printer as it hums to life. Get up and get the paper. Both my username and password are strings of numbers. Take a snapshot of the username and password so I won't have to remember it. Thanks. You should hurry. Lunch is ending soon. Excuse me, sorry. According to the time display and monitor, I've only got 10 minutes left. Follow the instructions on the printout. Finally getting to the student hub of the site. Thankfully, the art contest is displayed prominently across it. Clicking through a couple of links, I finally find the submission instructions. Simply a matter of putting my entry details as the name of the file and dragging it into the school's shared drive. Plug my portable portfolio hard drive and create a copy of my magnum opus. Quick rename, drag here, and just in time. Took extra minute to safely undock my hard drive and then log off the computer. Looking back to Liz, she's completely wrapped in her work. Don't think interrupting her is a good idea, especially after what she said about Olivia in her own time. You have to simply leave her be, heading out of the room and the library for class. After all, it's time for the class I've been looking forward to the most. Day is certainly turning out better than yesterday. I need a sip. Hope I didn't just jinx it for myself. Ow, bloody ankle. Nerves have been acting up when I first stepped back into the classroom. Made even worse when I was hit with another flashbang. Bah! After my 20 other classmates and I... Serious face, Brian. Serious face. After my 20 other classmates had finished laughing, Mr. Iadakin made a show of waving a freshly taken photo from a fancy fold-up camera from the 70s. I dubbed this portrait... Don't know how to say that. After he thumbtacked the shot to the corkboard, filled with poor snapshots of everyone else, Iadakin reassured me and sat right next to Ben. I managed to sum up his syllabus in under a minute, instead taking the majority of the time to go over the first lesson and assignment on exposure and lighting. With each new light fixture he brought out and explained, I felt my mind swirl faster with new possibilities of old shots. If only I had that then, or I could have used that there. Now you've had a small taste of it, we'll start you on your first photography assignment, proper lighting. I'm salivating at the thought. Mr. Iadakin just finished his first lesson where he'd handed out all sorts of equipment to look over. It's the first time I've handled some of these things, like the enormous box light that was still taking up the entirety of my desk. Remember though, these are just tools meant to enhance the photo. You can highlight a turd all you want, still a turd. Good language guarantees a chortle for at least a few half-listening students. Teacher looks over at the clock and hums. Well, I see I managed to finish this lecture a tad bit early. Why don't you all take these last 10 minutes to compare notes? Maybe even consider doing the assignment as a collab piece with a classmate. The room is quickly filled with the sound of chatter. I wonder if Hey! I turn to Ben and see his eager grin. Want to do a joint piece? Since you don't know any good spots in the school and all. Pull out the assignment sheet from beneath the lightweight light on my desk and give it a quick scan again. Present a set of photos demonstrating your understanding of proper lighting. You're allowed to borrow one lighting tool and must take the shot on school premises. Oh my god, how have I managed to not? God damn it. And I swear, I handed this assignment out for years now. If one more student takes a picture of the hallway outside the classroom, I am going to personally throw them over the railing. Be original, please. Okay, that was good. I've got the perfect place for it. We work together. Can even use 2 items. The offer is too tempting. Sure. Hold my hand and Ben I hold my hand out and Ben takes it and shakes it, sealing the pact. My face is feeling weird from all the smiling today. In truth, I'd been enjoying Mr. Iadakin's class so much, I couldn't stop. Feels like I've the entire world to gain from Mr. Iadakin's lessons. The entire world to explore, seeing as ever since the move I hadn't had time to actually explore, Volcaldera's bluffs. Sure, on occasion I go out on my own to parks and stuff, but who doesn't? Besides, we're pretty lame photographer didn't go out and find stuff to photograph. And you know what? I mean to do a little looking around here. So to everyone else, this assignment makes them have to explore the school, but I get to. Pretty sweet deal if I say so myself. All that's in the classroom is only one major photo op. Between that and the mirrors outside, I'm certain to find something cool. No, the mirrors won't work on their own. Since it was my first thought to use them, that means likely someone else's first thought. You're totally ignoring Ben. He's talking to you, aren't you? Need to think outside the box for a bit. Think of some way to use the school's architecture to my advantage in a way that... Go! My thoughts are disrupted by a worried-looking Ben. Maybe we should see a doctor, man. Head injuries are no laughing matter. I'm fine. What were we saying? I was asking how you were doing, with school and classes. Right. Doing good. Really good, actually. I'm in a class that I'm 100% enjoying and started making some genuine friendships. Compared to the disaster of yesterday, today has been astoundingly positive. That's good to hear. Yeah, I've got some friends now. Great. Oh, what about your art submission? Was Liz able to help? Something nibbled at the corner of my thoughts at the mention of the long-necked girl. Yeah, she gave me my login stuff and everything. Uploading submission was a piece of cake after all. Awesome. Though that does make a competition now. Both Liz and I have pieces in the running too. She told me she'd submitted something, yeah. I'm a bit concerned since I didn't have much time at all to prepare anything, but... Hey, everyone's got a chance. You never know. Yeah, she was pretty cool about it too. Whole friend group's pretty welcoming. I think I'm pretty lucky. Lucky? Ben seems perplexed by my statement. He said something at lunch when Olivia vanished. Noticing for a silent paraplegic? She sure has a lot of people upset. You've got some hidden drama with her too? Nah, not really. Wait, too? Who? Yadakin calls out to us, striding over to inspect. Think you gentlemen are conversing about your assignment together? Yeah, Mr. Yadakin. Discussing where to take her picture, right, Ben? That's good then. Hope you guys weren't talking about something off topic like gossip. That would be embarrassing use of your time right off the bat, I think. Especially considering you're currently the subject of some fairly humorous gossip, aren't you, Mr. Nito? I'm awash with a wave of shame from his words. I look at Ben, and I can see he feels it as well. If the air around someone needs clearing, clear it yourself. Yeah, Declan has a point. Maybe once a friendship is established, I can learn more about her. Off you go. And remember to get your assignment done by the end of the week. The room empties out slowly, most of my peers still chatting and discussing their plans for the assignment. But I can continue talking with Ben about our own project, the Stucco present. It's already packed up and exiting the room. Guess we'll talk later then. Picking up my own notebook, I wave goodbye to my new favourite teacher and head off to my next class. Dip, dip, dip. Walking into history class for the first time, and it's about what I expected it to look like. Pictures of historical figures, small relics from various regions, and cartography of the Earth during its stages of continental drift. Though I noticed that there's a distinct lack of teacher in the class. Must be finishing their lunch, I suppose. Well, I got a good seat now before they're all taken. Eeny, meeny, miny. This one. Settle myself into my chosen desk and pull out my history book and notebook along with a pencil. As the classroom fills with more and more students, it becomes a blur of vibrant scales. A few minutes pass and I'm still wondering where the teacher is. Hello there. Suddenness of the door slamming open stops any and all noise. Quiet enough to hear a pin drop. Figure walks into the classroom and... Oh, sweet heaven, no. He stands there and stares at everyone menacingly. He's the history teacher too. Thanks for welcome to my class, Solly. Of course, Miss Prockling. Well, thank Raptor Jesus, he isn't our teacher. Raptor woman adjusts her glasses and scans around the room before looking down at the paperwork in her hands. Looks like we have some late arrivals, but let's get down to business. I'm going to introduce myself yesterday, but for those that weren't here. So me then. A momentary glance that makes me believe Solly told her about my absence. My name is Prockling and this is history class. In this course, we'll be learning about the history of our primeval ancestors and their advancements through history. You can even say that it'll be like going back in time. Doesn't that sound exciting? Despite her admittedly forced enthusiasm, everyone in class responds uninterested murmuring. With uninterested murmuring. Not sure why though. That sounds exciting. Walks over to the desk and places down a pile of folders before flipping her own special version of the history book. With the click of the button, she turns on the projector to reveal a prepared slideshow for today's lecture. To learn about the extensive history of saurians and their culture is something I yearn for. You can turn your books to page 36. We'll begin with the first chapter detailing the earliest interaction between saurians and hominids. Ooh, interesting. I think I jinxed myself. Miss Brockton's history class is the polar opposite of Via Dakin's photography. While her introduction to the class engaged me at first, things have slowed down to an unbearably slow crawl. My eyes scan over introductory text for the first chapter. Despite tension between the two groups, human settlers to the New World would continue to make overtures of trade to the native velociraptor tribes. But sure, I've read this line 3 times now. Turn my eyes away from the page and also blinking the boredom away. Look up to see the teacher staring down at various papers on her desk with laser focus. Must have stared too long though, because I end up locked in a staring contest with Brockling. Raises an eyebrow at me. Okay then. Right. Write down notes of pages 3 through 7 about the discovery of the New World. Without even fully comprehending the words before me, I'm copying the page down to the letter in my notebook. Absent-mindedly, I began to recall everything that's happened so far with my new classmates. Ben carries himself with a lot of refinement, and is easily my first pick as a photography partner. But that's Mia girl. She doesn't seem to want to make friends. Of course, I could have figured that out from the cold look she gave me yesterday, not to mention the rude hand gesture. Damien is very friendly, even if he can be a bit too enthusiastic at times. Although my encounter with Liz was brief, I can tell she's dependable. My progress in making friends has been pretty good, all things considered. Then there's Olivia. So far as she's still an enigma, and coupled with that apparent history she has with the others, makes me all the more curious about her. Liz said it would be a bad idea to get invested, but in the end, it's effectively gossip and hearsay. This had come from something of a shock to me, but what do we have here? Miss Halford? Sudden voice of Miss Brockton snaps me out of my thoughts. In my head, see the teacher looking down at. Wait a minute, Olivia's here too. Luck would have it, shared not one but 2 classes with Olivia. Must have been so jaded from trying to read this textbook I didn't even notice the girl in the wheelchair. Sits in the front row diagonally from me. I don't think she's noticed this strange twist of fate herself. Only the second day of school this year and you're already doodling in class again. She proceeds to pick up a piece of paper from Olivia's desk. Looks has been drawn on it, though I can't tell what they are from where I'm sitting. Olivia, I know history isn't the most exciting subject to learn, but you can at least pretend that you're taking notes. The only response I hear from Olivia is a heavy sigh before leaning her head back and down. While the teacher returns to skulking around the room, Olivia hunches over the notebook. I don't think those are notes she's taken. Nah, no one would do something like that with a totalitarian teacher patrolling the room. Teacher patrolling? With a totalitarian teacher patrolling the room. It's an attempt to get all of us to focus, but I'm fighting a losing battle to keep my eyelids from shutting. My jaws clenched tight to suppress loud yawning building inside. Even as Miss Poke. Even saying yawn makes me yawn, fuck's sake. Even as Miss Brockling skulks right past me. Just before my drowsiness can overtake me, though I notice a minute movement in the corner of my eye. A minute movement in the corner of my eye. One of my clansmates glances up at the teacher, whose eyes are roving over the opposite side of the room, and down to scribble something down. Paper isn't folded into a neat note, and watches the next person carefully unfolds the sheet, also scribbles on it before folding it, passing it along again. Curiosity thoroughly piqued, I await anxiously in my seat for the paper to get to me. Dangerous game, passing the note along so Brockling doesn't see. If I'm participating, doesn't that make me a slacker? The student to my side makes his move to toss over the note. Brockling starts turning around right there and then, flinches and drops a hot potato on my desk in a flash. Nearly slam my own paper over the page to cover it from sight. Miss Brockton continues to lecture about how the raptors and humans eventually started to get along because they traded narcotic leaves. Bonding over drugs. As you can see on the board here, no. My left my paper. Luckily, there's plenty of space left. As for everyone else is drawn, a not so solid attempt at a race car. Rough sketches of some eyes. Bunch of doodles. Names in various stylized fonts that I could easily describe as graffiti. And, of course, it's in the high school someone hasn't drawn a penis. Miss Procklin with stink lines coming off of her. Rude. Yeesh, better not get caught with this. That being said, I'm drawing a blank. What should I draw? I don't exactly doodle every day. Drawing stuff for others is a nice gesture. Maybe I'll try to break the ice a bit. I don't really know anything about her. Can't hurt to try though. Think of a few things to sketch out here. Let's see. Okay. I am not artistically gifted. Yes, I am attempting to draw a really wonky slowpoke. From memory. No, I don't think it's going well. I don't know what this thing is. I think it needs to be put out of its misery. We'll make it happy though. As long as it's happy. There we go. Now it's just a happy rock. Done. And done. Don't have a lot of room to really work with, but as I surreptitiously admire the work I find, I have a long way to go, because I'm being mogged by other doodles. Alright, Olivia's sure to like this. Rockland's turned around. Alright. Slip the paper over to Olivia's shoulder. Wouldn't have to risk getting up and getting caught. Yeah, we go. Bit tricky, but hesitate, paper meets its destination. Doesn't even look back, just takes paper eagerly. Completely different from how she's acting earlier. Tail's even swaying side to side. Oh, is that wagging? Huh. Right now she's going to sketch. See my sketch and possibly think I'm cool. She's not turning around. Well, it's not so much. So it could also just... I'll be taking that. Sproggan snatches the paper from Olivia's claws. She holds her arms out. Takes a glance at the paper, and a small crack of a smile appears in her face before going back to a stoic visage. This is how you view me, Miss Alford? Hold the paper up for all to see. Everyone in class does their best to avoid our persecuting gaze. I know most of you were part of this as well. Look, I'm not asking for much. Please just do your assignments when you're in class. It's the least you can do. Just pass the note one at a time. She wasn't even paying attention. How come all of us are in trouble? Miss Procklin looked down at Olivia for a moment before letting out a sigh of defeat. Look, since it's only the second day, I'll let this one slide, but I'm warning you now, I won't be lenient next time it happens. Otherwise you'll end up like the last student who decided to be disruptive during class. What happened to him? Detention slip? Miss Procklin pulls the window blinds and pushes the window screen open. And takes out a walkie-talkie. Solly. Yep. Another happy. Seat H4. Good job, soldier. Now we can, let's continue. We're on the second floor. I sink back into my seat and continue. I sink back into my seat and continue writing, mainly out of unadulterated fear of experiencing the same wrath from the teacher. Now I feel guilty for Olivia. I was going to pass her the note after all. Maybe I shouldn't have tried. I can also apologise after class. Sproggan places note and continues with lecture for another half an hour. With 10 minutes of class left, I see Procklin look at the clock above the door. Notices Olivia grabbing her attention, as if she knew that she's already going to say to her. The teacher nods her head. Olivia grabs her backpack and shoves all of her things into it. In silence, she wheels herself to the door, opens it, and rolls out. The teacher must have noticed me watching her leave. Accommodations. There goes my chance of saying sorry to her. Feeling defeated, I focus on writing down my notes for the rest of the time left. Though I do wonder. Must have noticed my doodle. Should just ignore it then. Class comes and goes, then I head back home on the metro. Another day, another dollar. As time passes... This time I pass on the mini breakfast burritos. I thought I'd had to mess me up during PE yesterday. I don't want my stomach to endure that torture again. Instead, I just got a few hash browns from a fast food joint by the metro. I actually scroll through my feed as I usually do, while the metro jostles about to my destination. It's been a few days now, and the strange scent of extremely cheap detergent and alcohol have become an afterthought. Some of the vines are actually plastic, and the flowers are little air fresheners. It's not actually something I noticed and more so witnessed when a passenger tried eating one. Some of the vines are real though. For some reason, they go untouched anyways. Maybe they're just not tasty. Vegetarians don't eat grass in their lawns after all, right? Huh. Yeah, it's a biggie. Lights have gone out, someone dropped a jaw-wrecking ball next to me. Must be Mr. Ferris. Hey buddy. Morning, Inko. Morning. Work been going fine? It has. Slowly, but I'm very thorough. It's the idea of a place of learning not being an ideal place to learn. And I appreciate our talks. Your perspective has really helped me understand the student body more. You're welcome. Have you given any more thought to the fashion thing? I have, though I can't say I really get it. Plenty to see everywhere if you just look around. Really? Like what? Well, like, look at the girl on the other end of the car there. It's revealing. I don't think that's really for me. I love my wife. I just mean as an example. That's an event coming up. I could see about trying something new. What would you recommend? A good question. What would be good to use here? My inner eye conceptualized the coolest possible farce. The fresh machine is going full throttle. Sunglasses. His eyes may be a little too far apart for that. A beanie. Moving on. Big guns, fresh jacket. There we go. Coolest possible farce. Mr. Neato? Sorry, just thinking. Why don't you start with... Not gonna lie, I do like a good jacket. Really now, those sound rather expensive. Yeah, they are. You know what? Try a gold chain necklace. A what? Just make sure it's appropriately sized, that it doesn't look silly. I'm sure it would go a long way. They're pretty cheap to get. Alright, take your word for it. Sure talk about fashion a lot though. Is that really everything's about? Is that really all everything's about these days? Nah. What do you want to know about? What's YOLO mean? I heard the term around recently. That was like 5 years ago. Oh, YOLO. Right, okay. It's the version I talk about contemporary urban slang until we arrive at our stop. Art. Mr. Iadakin had just started talking about our first project for the class. As soon as he said the word, the left his hand shot up. Our grey eye sparkled in excitement, and our smile threatened to crush the perpetual frown etched on her snout. The girl vibrates in her seat as she waves her arm in the air, trying to get teacher's attention. Iadakin's own smile was strained as he and Olivia engaged in the staring contest with one another. I could only marvel as the two argued with each other without a single word. Eventually, Iadakin won by turning off the lights and turning on the cheap projector hanging from the ceiling. Playing a safety video about paint that felt far too graphic for a school setting. I don't think I'll be able to eat barbecue for a while. Thoroughly defeated, Olivia crosses her arms and pouts in her seat. And that is why we won't be using any of the more exotic materials for any projects, Miss Halford. Maybe I should have skipped breakfast entirely. Still don't see the problem. Once you've all had proper safety handling courses in the second semester, you'll be allowed to use oil-based paint. Until that time, however, all assignments will require safer supplies. Now, since we've pivoted to this, might as well finish the full video. Click. Don't forget our hat. holds a hand to her throat, mumbling to herself as she grabs a metal flask and drinks from it. The entire display from her was mystifying, at odds with how Ben and Liz described Olivia. In fact, it kind of reminded me of me. I can understand why. After all, Yadakin is letting Ben and I use some of his equipment in photography. The thrill of experimentation, of new possibilities. No doubt that it brings a creative sparkle to her eyes. Eyes that fill up with pure malice as the glare daggers my way. Bah! Oh, was I staring? Oops. Before I could offer an apology, she already has her hands on the wheels. Rolls up to Yadakin's desk, leans forward attentively. Can't make out anything that's said through the video. We're going an occasional glare back, and it's not hard to imagine. I really didn't mean to offend. Yadakin notices I'm watching, motions for me to come forward. Slowly, shift out my seat and approach the desk. Aye, something going on here. Yadakin speaks in hushed tones, just loud enough for me to hear over the makeshift matinee. Livia's telling me you're making goofy faces at her. No, he said he's been staring at me through glass. Huh. It's weird. It's like he's never seen someone like me. Can you move him to a different seat? Hold on a sec there, Livia's not. Let's not get ahead of herself. Sure, this is just a misunderstanding. Mr. Yadakin, he's like a different person here. Fish out a canteen of water and bring it to her mouth. You've given a lot of leeway when it comes to seat assignment, but asking for something like this? Won't leave me alone. She sips again. What's that about? Well then, Inko, you tell us. What's on your mind? Can't have disagreements between classmates this early in the year. I'm confused. I didn't know there was any disagreement between us. Sometimes it's the little things you do you don't even think about that affect people the most. Anything like that come to mind? I shake my head. Olivia's glare doesn't diminish away from my field of view. I mean, I've been a bit curious about her since we sat next to each other, and I'm friends with some of her friends. We all sat together at lunch yesterday. Yadakin nods himself thoroughly. Sounds like he just wants to hang out, Olivia. Her face crunches with the mere thought. Ew. Not really interested. He's distracting me from my classwork. I want to watch the video without being gawked at. Sorry, didn't mean it. Does that resolve the issue for you? No, I don't want somebody in his class. I don't want somebody in this class. She goes to take another sip, ends up turning the canteen upside down. All out. You go fill that up if you want. You won't be missing anything. Video is nothing you don't already know, I'm sure. Eyes me suspiciously and slowly moves out the door to the nearest water fountain. Yadakin sighs. Aye. Leans back in his chair with his arms resting behind his head. Inko, told you yesterday if the air needs cleaning, to do it yourself. Now she's in the mood because you were staring at her like a weirdo. And here I thought you two would get along. She even gave you that sketch she made of you. Truthfully, I'm impressed, but here we are. What's going on, big guy? Again, sorry. Been a busy few days. Yeah. I've gotten into a cool friend group. We're all going to sit together at lunch. Olivia's there too. She didn't say much, but I got her a soda. Don't know why she's so upset at me. Nothing personal, Inko. It's not. She's reticent, especially when it comes to change. If you're at our lunch period too, I can see why she'd be wary of you. If you don't mind me asking, Mr. I need a drink, my throat is drying up. That's slightly better. If you don't mind me asking, Mr. Yadakin. Yes? Why is she so open with you? How do you mean? Just now. She spoke more in that conversation than all the other times I've seen her yesterday. I saw in the canteen. I heard something to do with her voice, but surprising. Water bottles the other way around. It's unfortunate. She really just rarely talks at all. And I'm guessing she really trusts me. I've known her since she was a freshman. She seemed to gravitate towards art and how I taught it, and soon enough I took her under my wing. But she lives with Damon, right? He's at the lunch table and she still barely talks to him. Poor kid. Hope he's doing alright. Seems to be alright. But yeah, she's distant to everyone else. So much so I keep hearing weird things about her. Yadakin leans forward in his chair, suddenly attentive. Is this about you gossiping with Ben yesterday? A bit. He showed up at the table and said something about her being the same after she left. Probably some drama there, but I don't want to pry. But also, Liz told me some weird things too. Stops nodding. I know her. Is something wrong? Nah. She just said I shouldn't get invested in being her friend. Everyone's been real weird about it, so I was curious for myself. Guess that's why I was looking at her weird. Sorry. Dakin rubs his temples. Ay. Worse than I thought. What is? I'll put it this way. You met 3 people that know Olivia other than me. Of the 3, only one thinks highly of her, and the other 2 start unloading drama on anyone willing to listen. In this case, you. No wonder you're confused. I hadn't thought of it like that. I don't blame you. You shouldn't be involved in anything stupid. Skillers, you know. I guess. Dakin inhales, collecting his thoughts. Important question then. Do you really want to be Olivia's friend? Huh? I'm a guess. Judging eyebrows raised my way. Are you really? Or are you just curious about her? Seems pretty serious about this. Yes then. Olivia returns to class and rolls right back up to his desk. Back. Change the desk yet? Dakin nudges his head towards me expectantly, prodding me on. Sorry I distracted you during class, Olivia. Looks like Dakin and gets a similar nod. Sure? I mean, you're welcome? I mean, thanks? Shit. No, really. I don't want to be distracted. Come on now, Olivia. What you could do is give him another chance. You never know. Don't really want to know. And he's like friends with Damien, but I don't really want to, you know? Not in this class. But I'd like to be your friend. She stops and raises an eyebrow. A lot of those going around recently. Like she wasn't expecting this response. She looks at Dakin for help. Actually, Olivia, I also think he'd make a good friend for you. Bah! What? His words were like a battering ram. Simply saying to give Inko a chance. I could almost see the imaginary bulwark she hid behind slowly crumbling from what Dakin was saying. You're both quite similar in heart, though you may have different methods. Perhaps you'll find some compromise behind cynicism and naivety if you work together. Finally, the last fragments of her imaginary fortress collapse. Olivia can only look at the art teacher with timid confusion painted across her features. Well... I don't... Are you for real, Mr. Dakin? I am. He's actually another class of mine. I've seen him. He's passionate about his camera like you with a brush. And I do expect great things from him. Okay. Sorry, I really thought, Oh. Oops. She'd accidentally bite her tongue. Her mouth is clamped shut. It's just my opinion. You make your own choices. She nods furiously. Moves about the end. Get back to your seats. You good here? Olivia side-eyes me again and nods once more. Alright. Motions for us to skedaddle. Olivia backs away to her spot. Thanks, Mr. Dakin. For what? Just gave an opinion. I'm serious. It's up to the 2 of you if you want to be friends. Don't screw it up. Waves me off again as he gets up to flip the lights. Ker-chunk. Get back to my seat and stare absent-mindedly at the projected screen as I digest Dakin's words. He said he'd only give his opinion, but it seems like he also gave me an opportunity to take the right steps in connecting with Olivia. And with what he said about her being passionate with the brush, got me even more curious about her artistic prowess. Speaking of him, I notice she occasionally gives me a side-eye. I don't think she can see my eyes due to the dim lighting, combined with my shades. She stares at me with the same sense of strange curiosity, almost as if she's trying to get a read of me from my face alone. What face? What face would that be? Incognito, What face are we talking here, buddy? From what I can tell by her facial cues, she seems confused and almost shaken up. Like she wants to say something but keeps backing away at the last second. Guess her mind's also jostling around from Dakin's words. Oh, my eyes! Her teacher flicks a light switch. I feel my retina burn from the bright lamps. From the bright... Oh, I'm sorry, everybody. I've said it before 100 times, right? Dyslexia, it makes these kind of games really difficult. As much as I love them, it's why I don't do Let's Plays on them very often. Her teacher flicks the light switch, and I feel my retina burn from the bright lamp lights, even with my sunglasses. Alright, normally your first week we'll be doing something simple, like a colour swatch wheel. However, I think you could manage something a bit more advanced. The Gator girl head whipped around at the word advanced. Whatever Olivia was thinking before regarding me seems to be forgotten. She focuses almost entirely on the teacher. Mr. Dakin holds up a stack of paper for us to see. First things first, I'd like you all to fill out these topic sheets so that I know you understand how to safely handle oil-based paints. Last thing I need is another burnt down classroom. The way Ian Dakin says those words makes me imagine some pretty horrible outcomes. Once you've finished your sheets, bring them to me so I can review them. I'll be giving you the permissions sheet after I know you lot won't set yourselves on fire or poison yourselves. The Allosaur guy in front of me hands back the stack, take a page from it before handing the rest to the Diplo girl behind me. My eyes scan over the sheet. What grade of mask do snouts longer than 3 inches require? And the realization hits me. Didn't see the first half of the video. My eyes scan over the page and groan and see the questions I've no answers for. All of them pertain to dinosaur anatomy. Our teacher looks directly at me and into the side. Try to decipher his meaning. Following his eyes. Oh. Turn to my seat and lean closer to Olivia. Hey, what? What now? What is it? I'm not going to let you draw me. What the hell? Looking at her paper, I see she's already answered the questions I couldn't. I show her my page, tapping the upper section, was still blank. Groans and looks at Dakin pleadingly. All she gets for her troubles is a thumbs up. Fine. Here. Holds out a sheet for me. Isn't this cheating? The art teacher wouldn't. When did he get to his desk? Why does he have a sleeping mask? If I look over the answers, I still learn safety procedures. What's the difference in the end? Must be what he's thinking. Either that or he doesn't care. A couple of words from Olivia's sheet, doing my best to at least rephrase them. Some of my classmates are already walking up to Dakin's desk. He's barely reading the pages, not even taking the sleeping mask off. Thanks, Olivia. Whatever. Olivia finishes her page in a few seconds and wheels off herself to the desk too. At last, the last answer I'm fairly confident on, like what flashpoint means. I get up and go to Dakin's desk with my safety assessment down. Here's your permission slip to use hazardous paints. Didn't even bother to look over my worksheet. Lifts the eye mask from his face and looks at me with one eye. Most of the stuff doesn't apply to you, Inko. Just don't drink the paint or get it in your eyes and you'll be okay. Yeah. Wasn't planning on it. Attaboy. Back to the desk and wait for class to end. Tomorrow I'll be starting you all in something simple, like painting a cube or a ball. Yeah. A model dodgeball painting. I master ups down and I return to my seat. Class clock reads 5 minutes until lunch. Olivia's back to leering at me. Consider what I should do or say. Some sort of icebreaker. Misty Dakin said they were similar. I can see some of what he means, but I'm a photographer and she's a painter. So a cubist and a deist walk into a bar. Bing bong. Have a good lunch now. The moment the bell rings, Olivia shoves most of her things into her backpack, not caring if her notebook gets crushed. Once she zips up, she races out of the classroom. Doesn't want to get caught in the chaos of the lunchroom stampede. Managed to avoid getting struck in the frenzy by shuffling along the wall. I managed to avoid getting stuck in the frenzy by shuffling along the wall the long way around the lunchroom. It's a bit longer, but at least it's less risk of getting used as an improvised meat club. I just go through the courtyard, right next to the table. Damn it. Next time. Hey, is there a palm tree or something by the table now? Never seen one with a trunk that's green. It's obviously our. I get around the last crowd and approach the table. Damon's here chowing down on a sandwich stacked with various meats. And like yesterday, Olivia's already at the table. Hey Damon, seen Liz? Thought she was joining us for lunch. That word, Damon points to the palm tree next to us. Oh, that's no tree. Look up and see Liv's head in the rafter, pointing at the vines on the ceiling. The ceiling is a lot lower compared to the computer lab, so I could tell easily. I couldn't tell as easily, but that neck is long. Anyways. Hey Liz. Hey Uncle. Couldn't see you from up here till I held you. Well, guess I'll go and get my food in the vending machines. Make my way out to the vending machines and do the same song and dance I did last time. Card swipe, few button presses, a couple of cans of soda, 2 bags of chips and a few candy bars. It's like when the teacher asks if you brought enough candy for everyone, only now it's true. Head back to our table, the bundle of foodstuffs in my makeshift pouch, and distribute them. Olivia gets her share, she doesn't say anything. Sweet. Thank you, Ingo. Damien, if you would be so kind. Already on it. Damien cracks up a can of soda and Liz lowers her head next to him. She's wearing a novelty soda cap. And he swaps the old can with the new one, almost like he's swapping wheels in a Formula 1 racer. Thank you. No problemo. Liz's head cranes back up to the top of the ceiling to continue eating the foliage. So, Nico, how's your day been so far? It's been pretty decent, I'd say. Mostly looking forward to photography since Ben will show me some good photo spots. Cool. Damien nods as he continues to munch on the sandwich. I think he's zoned out about halfway through my sentence. Oh, and let's help me submit my contest entry. Awesome. Can also rely on the lab to help you out. Flattery will get you nowhere, Damien. Just saying the honest truth. Let's enter the contest too, right? Everyone must be trying to win the cash prize. Money's okay. Norm. Liz comes down with a mouthful of leaves. She holds up, but her hands hold up a tray with each segment filled with a different sauce. But the real prize is having your submission featured in the Sponsors magazine cover and in a featured article. How's she still articulate? Have any idea how great that looks on a resume? Heck, I can probably get a scholarship with that alone. Wow, you really got all this planned out. What'd you submit? Takes a moment to swallow her salad and shares a huge grin. Submit my best digital art piece. Ooh, what is it? Yeah. Trace set aside so she can bring out her phone and show Damien and me her entry. Looks like a village townhouse piece. Very rustic and very classy. Looks pretty good. Ooh, that's so cool. So realistic. Thanks. It took about a week to really blend some of the more fanciful elements into each other. Based off my grandfather's home from the old country. It's amazing. You can't even tell this whole thing is digital art. Damon grabs a hold of Liz's phone and turns it towards Olivia. Hey, Olivia. She jumps up, having suddenly been made relevant to the conversation she was spectating. What? I'm not giving these chips back. They're mine. I was just going to show you Liz's entry. Narrows her eyes and leans over to Liz's phone, then looks up, gives Damon a quick nod for a return to eating her chips. You're no getting my crisps, they're mine. Damon's smile falters a little at her minimum response, though he's back to his usual grin and Liz takes her phone. Well, Liz, didn't know you're so into digital painting. Looks great. Do you plan on being an artist after graduating? Thanks. Well, no, I don't plan to be an artist per se. I plan on being an antique dealer. Specifically with art. What does that mean? She buys the splatter canvases everyone else just uses for money laundering. Or, no, with real deal stuff. There's a real market out there for it. So I'm taking the AP business class and I'm using the Skills prestigious art program. That's actually why I picked this place out. There's a real elite section of graduates from there. So you're a school treasurer too? Sure am. I'm doing everything to make sure I'm ready for the real deal. I do love painting though, not just as a ends to a means. Maybe that's why I want to get into trading and get the right people, the right art they need. That's thoughtful, huh? She's not thinking of my own future more. Wonder what Olivia thinks of all this if anyone interests her. Damon is exaggerating, nodding his head up and down, and I don't know if he's agreeing with Liz or headbanging some tune playing in his head. Look at the side to see Olivia staring down Chip's bag, looking pensive. Guess I'm not the only one's a bit worried about our long-term plans in the school compared to Liz. You got the whole year still. What about you, Damien? Don't really have a big goal set. The only reason I'm going here is because it's closest to school to our home. Damien, you know I keep telling you about planning ahead. I know, but I like keeping my options open. So what are you doing in school? I just picked out any classes that seemed interesting to me. I gotta say, home economics class is pretty fun. Get to make food in class and eat it too. From learning skills in a class that you like, you'd be a perfect husband. Yeah. Wait, what? What? Get back to my point. That art contest. If I win, I'd get that interview. It's an insane advantage. I'll see. By the way, Olivia, did you submit something for the art contest? Oh. She looks away slightly defeated. No. Really? Oh crap, I might have a chance. Liz, that sounds a certain way. Sorry, I didn't mean it like that. Olivia rolls her eyes and merely goes back to munching on the chips. Mr. Yardakin says you were really into painting, and I really liked that portrait you'd made. She what? Her suspicious leer is now replaced by murderous glare. Yep, lunch is the perfect time to eat my feet. I haven't actually seen any of her real work, only something she'd done out of boredom. Olivia's eyes close as she inhales deeply, the air of neutrality returning to her once she reopens them. She looks me up and down again. Thought something would be different this time. Can't. What's this mean? Besides, even if I could, they're going to be looking for the best artists here. So you gotta show that to them with how good your art is. I just don't want them to look at me and feel like they have to give me a reward out of pity. Damon's face is frozen mid-bite, the sandwich losing its meat integrity by the second as his eyes flick between Olivia and I. I practically hear the blaring alarm in his head as his brain catches fire trying to connect dots. Wire begun. I want to be judged for my art and not. Olivia struggles to formulate next words, and lets out a very weary sigh. I would just feel undeserved. How? Yeah, how? Damien, shush. Has that ever happened before? Do people really do that? You weren't there for it. Some losers used to even tell me to take advantage of it. Why not? That was a bad move. Dude, seriously? Why? So I can constantly get reminded of myself, so I can't separate myself from my work? So I can't get complacent being worse, so I can eventually rely on it? So the playing field can be even? That's a lot all at once. Not even sure I got all of that, but I definitely touched the nerve I shouldn't have. No shit, dumbass. No, sorry. Olivia brushes her hair down. I don't want to get awards and praise I haven't earned. I'm seriously not that good. I really wouldn't win. Sighs and takes a long sip of cola. Can I see some of your work? No. Really shouldn't put herself down like that. I get it. Love shouldn't here are crazy good at art. Some people are probably better now than I'll ever be, and they're just starting. Pretty scary to think about. I mean, like that landscape of the city near the principal's office. Landscape? Hold on, take a shot of it. Bit tough getting my camera out now with all the books I needed for class and lessons in the way. Leave the contents of my backpack, take my treasured DSLR at last. After finding the shot in question in the menus, I turned display towards everyone so they could see the glamorous shot. A freshman made that pen. Just from looking at it, I can see why it won first place. I drew that. Oh. Her name's on it, isn't it? My brain finally makes the connection with the signature on the mural. Oh, that was you. Is it that much of a shocker to you? Quite a bit. Yeah, it looks amazing. I mean, it's whatever. Had to have some dumb guide to help me out, so it wasn't like I was the one who did it all. So we'd say you can't enter it because you've already won once? Yeah, basically. Looks away from us, eating her chips in silence. I've heard the expression of being one's worst critique. I never expected Olivia to kick herself this hard. I'm mentally kicking myself thrice just for thinking that last part. Something wrong, Liz? Should you better tongue something? Why is she imitating one of those picture plants right now? Liz? What's with the look, long neck? Just surprised to see you in better spirits? You're making it weird. Don't make it weird. Yeah, it's been ages, Olivia. I think a Randy like Inky here can get you to open up this in just 2 days. He gestures to me. What do you mean? What do you do, man? Girl in question freezes. Damien's thoughtless comments having thrust her into self-awareness. And off she fucks. Then she just leaves. Olivia, wait. Itchy nose. She's gone. Well, she did give a warning. Yeah. I just decided she's making good progress. The rest of lunch we spend trying to talk about Liz's art progress. Damon looked like he wanted to try to bring Olivia back into the conversation, but no,
but no one had any idea where she'd gone. Part of me thinks she wants to talk. So why doesn't she? Settle the question for another time, as the leave depart sure seems to signal the end of lunch. At least Liz and Damien wave goodbye. Leave me to clean up the trash from the table, including everything I had removed from my backpack. Damn it! Photographer class comes and goes. Since we're partners, the attacking gives Ben and I the green light to walk around the campus. Ben shows me around to see his prime photo spots and such, and as such become my impromptu tour guide. It's actually pretty neat to see parts of the school that I haven't explored yet until now. Places like the music hall and recreational pool were the most interesting to see. Currently at the courtyard, Ben points out the views of the outer landscapes around the school. No wonder why Ben was eager to show me. These views are impeccable. But while he's explaining the image he has in his head, my mind still wanders back to Olivia. I wonder what I did to make her express herself so much. Inco? Inco! Huh? I was asking if you would be available sometime during the weekend to take photos. Oh, I'm free on Saturday. Excellent, we can meet up back here. Sounds good. Let's head back to class. I begin to think if there's something I can do in history class. Back in history class, Mrs. Procklin continues to prattle about, and after the final offensive that left the entire city of Triceratops destroyed, the Chthonian hegemony was defeated, bringing an end to crimes both against Dino and humankind. With that, the Dino-Human War came to an end and peace was finally declared after 10 years of strife. And of course, there was the matter of rebuilding and dousing all those fires still burning, and what to do with all the bodies. Should probably care more about Procklin's lecture, since history has extremely strong cultural connotations, but man, it's boring. Hermie, Olivia's returned to her default sullen, deflated gloom. She's not glaring back at me, she's probably over whatever that was. Or still doesn't know I'm here. Boy, that will be entertaining to see. Assuming I don't end up with a menacing mechanical pencil jammed through a lens. Other students are similarly bored, only occasionally marking down something whenever it sounds like it'll be on a review sheet at the end of the week. There is, of course, no more note passing today. Mrs. Prockling's effusion yesterday must still be on their minds. There won't be any more chances given, and even though she doesn't seem threatening on her own, the consequences would be dire, especially if she can call solely over her own personal enforcer. Especially if she can call solely over like her own personal enforcer. There's simply no getting around it. This is just a period we'll have to sit through. There isn't even any solitary to be had in our shared misery, simply the reality of high school history class. The only saving grace is that she isn't stalking around the room looking for us to do something wrong. Instead, we're being lectured at. My hand mechanically copies down whatever she's written on the board. While I should also be paying attention to what Miss Prockling is saying, I'm more than certain that we'll be reading the exact same things from our heavy textbook. So my eyes wander away from her and the board to scan over my peers, all equally on board and feigning interest. Eventually, there's a bit of movement ahead of me. What's she up to now? Folds a sheet of notebook paper back and forth discreetly, creating a deep crease. Licks her fingers and runs it along the crease and gently pulls. Paper rips along the seam silently. Oh, is she risking it? What's she got to gain? It's just a note-passing game. Maybe she feels bad because she got caught yesterday? Oh my. Olivia passes the note to her left. The student next to raised an eyebrow surprisingly takes the note. Immediately passes it down without looking at it. One by one, the classmates pass the note along next. No one dares open the note and write something in it. I surreptitiously keep track of the note in the corner of my eye as it makes its circuit around the room. Thankfully, Miss Prockling's eyes are focused on the board, and I feel a tap on my shoulder. Reach for my ear as if to give it a scratch, and a folded page is pushed into my waiting fingers against my ear. As I feel the edge grind against my earlobe, I chew my lip to keep the hiss of pain contained. Probably unintentional, paper cut still stings bad, especially in such fleshy part. My fingers toy with the bundle of paper now at my desk. No one else had bothered with it. Wouldn't exactly call it an empty canvas, there could still be potential here. That's a crumpling noise beneath my fingertips. Must have unfolded while I was thinking. Looking at the sole doodling sheet, see a pretty simple rat, drawing with a very realistic hand next to it giving a thumbs up. Jesus. Plenty of space, and this time, Miss Prockling is preoccupied at the front. Doubt she'd even notice. Temptation is there, making my fingers itch at finally getting a real chance to do something fun in the sleep-inducing class. In fact, I have the perfect idea. Excuse me for yawning. I have the perfect idea in mind that'd catch Olivia's attention. Doesn't ruin everything, that is. She's not uncompassionate, but Miss Prockling has a lot less tolerance for horseplay in her class. We probably wouldn't get another chance. And going by Coach Solly's one-chance policy, and how these guys aren't even considering playing along, I bet it really wouldn't be pretty. Kind of makes me concerned for Olivia. I could just hold on to the note, give it back after class. Heck, Olivia wouldn't even know. Don't think she even knows I'm in this class. Draw on a half pipe. Yeah, let's go. What's life without a bit of risk? I wait for Mrs. Prockling to start. Wait for Mrs. Prockling to start a new tangent. Make sure I have enough time. Said something about single continent movement. Time to move. It's going to basically be a stick figure, but it's a doodle. And if only you could doodle a photograph. I'm not sure what I meant by that. I also don't know how to draw a wheelchair. And then it looks more like an abstract depiction of a bow-legged T-Rex than what I wanted. Oops, that'll have to do. Check over one last time as I had the conceptualization to improve it. Oh well. Sorry, that didn't sound right. I check it over one last time as if I had the conceptualization to improve it. I pass the note forwards, careful not to notify the teacher. Olivia takes a note over her shoulder, once more not checking it. Seems to deflate a bit on opening the note, probably because of all the blank space. Doesn't look like she recognises whatever I did either. Probably talk with her after class. I don't know. Seems like an okay thing to do. She just passed the note on again. What? Once more, the process of student taking note, passing it along without looking at it, though this time there's a little more collectively annoyed. It probably won't go around again. Why the heck would Olivia send the note around again? Nobody's going to change their mind and draw something now. Is it desperation? Thoughtlessness? Whatever it is, the note's coming my way again. Once I take it, I confirm that yes. Once again, nobody else wrote anything. However, there's a new doodle of a rat with a flamethrower from Olivia. Cute. Guess time I'll draw... add myself to the sketch on the half-pipe. It's time to depict myself as a stick figure. I was trying to go outside my skill level for a note-passing game. Simple enough to do. I even include my sunglasses. Yeah, I'm liking this. Maybe I should also make sure Miss Prockling isn't looking my way. She's not right now. I'm in luck. Time to pass it on. Pass the note forward once more. Olivia pressed the note between two fingers, still not looking back. I keep saying that, but I guess it's not weird. Why would you look back in the situation? Checks note and looks at... She checks the note and looks a bit down again. She glances up to the corner I'd drawn in. Crack! Nearly fell out of my seat from the sudden noise. There's a moment of unwavering silence before a voice speaks up. Miss Alford? Girl in question shrinks in her seat in embarrassment. Sorry, Miss Prockling. I saw a spider. Miss Prockling simply sighs, muttering to herself and turning her attention back to writing more notes on the board. Turns her head back slowly, just enough to be able to make eye contact with me. While she eyes me with judging contempt and curiosity, I see her hand is tenderly massaging the tip of her tail. Looking at the floor, I think she managed to chip the linoleum. Damn. Since Prockling turns around to continue teaching, Olivia scribbles something down. She turns to look at me once more, hesitating, then flicks the note in my direction. It completely misses me. Try to catch it mid-air, and I've slammed my face into my desk to get it. Mr. Nito, what was that noise? I palmed the note into my sleeve and strained to keep my injured eye open. Teacher probably meant the foot stomping. Found that spider. Teacher grimaces. I'd better be cleaned up at the end of class, Mr. Nito. Yeah, ma'am. Breathe a sigh of relief as my excuse weathers Mrs. Prockling's stare. Turns a few pages in the textbook, laying on her desk. Instructing the class to do the same, she searches for something. was distracted. I can finally see what Olivia drew. Now a surprisingly detailed dodgeball whizzing towards my stick figure's head. I want to be upset, but I find myself admiring her motion lines. She should be an animator. I'm all over what to add. And settle on giving the large rat sunglasses as well. A few seconds later, it looks twice as cool as before. I look up to Olivia, wondering how to get it back to her when a sinister idea comes to mind. Her hood hangs open as it rests on her back. It was a tough shot, but... Bingo. Olivia scratches the back of her neck and finds the note. Looks back with squinted eyes, judging my intent and scanning me for foul play. She mouths something at me, a question I think. I'm not the most apt lip reader, especially when said lips are thrice as long as a human's. Unfolds the page, and seconds later she's already added a new sketch and folded it up. Note lands neatly on my desk this time as I inspect latest edition. More rats doing decidedly non-rat activities. Wonder what she'd think of a cat this time. Continue passing the sheet back and forward, adding new sketches and adding to others. My fingers are starting to tire. Miss Procklin addresses Olivia. Right, myself, we're doing leave now. Anyone else? You take the last 5 minutes to start your homework. Olivia takes her time to pack away her supplies, occasionally glancing my way. Gone is the paranoia. Now it's just plain confusion. As if I wouldn't play the doodle game thing with her. Whee! Even she wheels out of the room. Notice her eyes still on me. I give her a wave goodbye. She seems shocked by that, turn on her head, finally passing through the doorway. Right, homework. What was it? Now, it only occurs to me there's a pretty good reason the teacher doesn't want us slacking off during class. The last 5 minutes I tried to speed read the second chapter in its entirety. Failing to get any good information to use for today's homework, I resolved to just check online for a lecture that's not as boring. Maybe one with some good animation even. When the rest of us are finally excused, I realised I've still got a page full of doodles. Wonderful! Considering all the stuff on it, it'd feel like a waste to just toss it away. So I had to keep it, slipping it into one of my binder's extra plastic sleeves. With everything safely packed away, shoulder my backpack and exit the room. The buck. Ah, dang it, I ran out of juice. How long have I been going for? Oh shit! I'll go to about an hour and a half then. Sorry, this one went longer than I intended. It's a really good game, it really is. Man, let me get why Olivia gets to leave class early. Halls are so packed and chaotic, once class ends, they always end up being pushed around by rowdy students heading towards their next classes. Once school ends, it's even worse. When I saw it yesterday, it was something else. The word riptide comes to mind. I ended up just waiting around for a few minutes for the flow to die down. Looking like it's just going to be my routine now. Passed by a few more art displays on the way up the stairs back down to the first floor. This isn't the art wing, there's still a bunch of displays up. Maybe it simply isn't enough space? Something presses at my chest and lurches me to stop. It's Olivia, holding out an arm to stop me. Still staring up at me, a little less suspiciously. Her jaw's open but no sound comes out. Realise her hand's still out and it retracts awkwardly, indecisively darting between her hoodie and her pocket and armrest. Is she expecting something? Oh, the note. Hey, you could have told me. Huh? That you were in Miss Proglin's class too. You could have mentioned that. Sorry, I guess I was sort of aiming for a bit of a dramatic reveal. Brushes her hair aside. Whatever. Later, I guess. Why'd you stop me out here? Stops her mid-turn, grey eyes contemplating the dirty floor. Don't really get you. Olivia's eyes turn back to me, and now I can see the nervousness in her pupils. Why do you care? Main reason is, I want to be friends. With me though? Sure. Those tiny moments in which I saw the Gator girl hyper-animate come to mind. I can't help but smile. Those small shows of just genuine feeling. I think Mr. Yadakam is right, honestly. Olivia hums in disagreement, finally turning away. Ah, crap, maybe that was too forward of me. Swing my backpack around so I can reach inside. Still have that note. Nope. The doodles? From class right now? Why? Just figured you want it. It was fun filling it out and all. Just about to pull out my binder and the Gator girl looks back at me and shakes her head. It's just doodles, you can throw it out. Keep it, if it's so important. The briefest second I swore I saw her mouth form a tiny smile. Now she's back to looking neutrally at... Didn't notice that school had elevators. Why don't more people use it? Flashes a key from her pocket. Part of her accommodations. Makes sense. By now the hallway's cleared up a bit. Elevator arrives, Olivia rolls in. Moves around, push the button, jams key in some slot. What does it look for? You coming? Ah. Stand beside Olivia and the door just closes. Probably safe to catch her foot and just reopen, but man, this thing is ancient. There's an inspection certificate lazily plastered above the door from this side. It's covered in coffee stains and other signs of age. Is this thing really safe? Olivia shrugs. What's the worst that can happen? Our legs break? She eyes me with a smirk. This may have been a mistake. Ka-chunk. My heart drops. The space around me seems to drop for a split second. The sound of worn out elevator mechanics fills the cramped space. How slow is this thing? Look over to Olivia. She uses this thing daily. Surely it normally runs smoother. Her mouth hangs slightly open and an amused grin watching my sudden onset claustrophobia. Relax, dude, this is normal. Alright, that's normal. Thing jostling around like it's going to drop us in a second is completely normal. When we reach the bottom, doors clunk open and practically fall out. Olivia casually rolls behind, somehow I sense with a degree of superiority. Anyway, see you later? Oh yeah, see ya. Olivia rounds the corner and I'm left on my lonesome. My senses return to me and I start making my way to the metro station. As I make the journey home, it strikes me how much progress I've made with Olivia. Definitely still in its awkward phase, but I can see that she's opening up a little by little. Starting to become amusing seeing her get confused by friendly gestures. All in all, got a pretty good feeling about this. Liz and Ben are sure we're overacting though. I'll be sure to tell them all about it. Doesn't sound like their business, buddy. A week into September has come and gone and I'm finally feeling acclimated to St. Anmond. Things have been going pretty smooth lately, if I do say so myself. Over the past week or so, I've been getting more and more used to my new friends, learning new quirks of them daily over lunch in our classes. Like Olivia's penchant for tail whips. As I sit here in the metro to school, my foot comes up to a broad, tender spot on my shin. I also learned not to borrow Olivia's stuff without asking. She tries to keep to herself, even when we're partnered up, but I do my best to play nice. Not to say she's been rude or anything, just quiet. More and more, I kind of figured that part of her silence was just nerves. Except in that silent facet, I think we've found some small understanding between us. Enough that I think she started to see me as a friend now. Among other things, Damien and Liz have given me the numbers. Or rather, Damien gave me both his and Liz's numbers. At first I thought Liz would be mad at Damien basically doxed her, but she didn't seem to mind when we explained his reasons. I also got Ben's number since I think we've been doing a lot more team projects in photography class. My eyes roll over with the past messages from my new friends. I became so engrossed in rereading them I nearly missed the announcement of my stop. I scrambled to get off the metro. The closing doors just catched my jacket and forced me to yank it out before I dragged down to the tracks. Not going to let that bring my mood down though. It's Friday, meaning after today comes the weekend. It's a quick walk from the station. I can see the school enter my field of view now. The school looks completely barren. Is it closed? Weird. Look around at some of the small stores that surround the school. Ones are usually staffed by student workers. They're also empty. One of them has lights on. Looks like the manager's looking over some paperwork. Don't recall any announcement about a holiday today. While I admit to having forgotten what day it was in the past, I'm absolutely certain it's Friday. Where is everyone? I'd done that once before in school. That was a long time ago now, mind you, but I had 2 days a week where I had a specific class and then it was going into lunch, and then I had like another class and then it goes into lunch, but it was always like one class then the other and then one class then the other, and I'd always get mixed up what day it was. And there was one time I tripped myself up and went to lunch, so the it was like period 1-2 small break, period 3-4 lunch break, period 5-6. So say my period 3 and 4, where I can't remember, say it was like math then English, and then the next day it was English then math. So on the first day I would do math and then I went to lunch, forgetting that it should have been getting English, thinking it was the day after. Only happened once, but man was I embarrassed when I went back with like a surprisingly stuffed belly. I was so confused because the wee woman at the shop that I went to for dinner was like, should you not be in school? I was like, it's lunch break, is it not? And she's like, is it? And I'm like, is it not? And I kind of realised, like, shit, no wonder it was quiet. Anyway, entry to the school is barren. Door probably won't even open. Yep. Hello? Dance around a bit in front of the camera, watching the door. Does not respond. You know what? Damien would know what's going on. Look through my contacts, find Damien's number. Put the phone up in the air and pray that he picks up. After a minute or so of waiting, dial tone cuts off, replaced by Damien's voice. Yo, what up, Nico? Hey, Damien. I'm at school right now and it looks like no one's here. Know what that's about? What do you get? There's a brief pause on the other end of the line. Oh. Didn't you hear? Hear what? Today is the last warm day of the season, so everyone's celebrating. Celebrating? Yeah, we're actually having a cookout at my place today. Wanna come over? That generous but spontaneous offer caused me to hesitate for a moment to respond. Thanks for the offer, but it's alright. I wouldn't want to intrude in your guys' party. What? It's no big deal, dude. My folks enjoy the company, and there's going to be plenty to eat too. Plus Olivia's here as well. I weigh my options. Go to the party, or I could just take the metro back home and sit in my room doing nothing. Enki, still there, buddy? I like his little flaps. Yeah, still here, just clearing my schedule. Sure it won't be an issue? Of course not, amigo. Friend of mine is a friend of the family. Well, alright then. Nice. I'll text you the address. See you soon. With that, the call ends. Not a few seconds later, I get a text notification. Oh yeah, he's close to the school, isn't he? Go the long way around, the neighbour doesn't chain his dog low. Copy and paste the address into my Google Maps. Damien lives pretty close to the school. And it's almost like he said that. Of course, not long I've taken Damien's instructions, but I'm not about to try outrunning a loose dog with my physique. Well, better make my way over then. House looks standard for a house this neck of the woods, or neighbourhood. It's a one-storey place. Looks pretty spacious. Definitely a family house. I walk up the stone step path, the front door, ring the doorbell. Grocery bag wrapped around my fingers, start to chafe a bit. Could have just come right away, but I felt bad coming empty-handed, so I got something for the party. Simple salad bowl from one of the local stores on the way over. Doesn't seem like much, but my mum has taught me it's courteous to come to a party with something. Actually, I realised how ill-prepared I look for the end of summer celebration. With Damien mentioning a pool, everyone must be either wearing casual clothes or swimwear. Meanwhile, here I am looking overly formal. Not like I could have thought to brought swim trunks to school. Door swings open, out steps Damien. And go, wow man, you're crazy early. You've come bearing gifts. Here I am. Didn't want to come empty-handed, so I stopped by a store and got a salad. Didn't have to, dude. Seriously, really didn't have to. My family and I are carnivores. But thanks. Still, it's not like even 10, man. Oh, you didn't give me a time. Nah, that's my bad. Said you're here already, come on in. Well, don't I feel silly? Damien still accepts the grocery bag. Jerks off to the side somewhere. Everyone's out back right now. Turns back, making for a sliding door on the opposite end of the house. Following after, I bravely have time to take in what I think is the living room and dining room. Number of toys thrown about, from foam dart guns and loose game controllers. Damien opens the glass door and gives me a small push out of the house. Hey everyone, got a guest today. Stepping out on a wooden deck, I'm surprised to see a pool and a yard. To the left of me is what looks like an older, heavier set version of Damien. Howdy there. Hey, sorry, I'm Inko. Shifts the Bargatons with his right hand to his left so he can shake my hand. Randy Payne. Needs to come around though. I had a grimace as we shake. and is feeling what I'm guessing is a very sticky marinade now clinging to my palm. I think someone would come this early. Just finished getting good stuff all sauced up. As soon as Let's Go, he focuses back to piles of different meats heaped up next to the grill. Meanwhile, I grab some nearby napkins, wipe sauce from my hand. It's on the menu. Let's see here. Brisket, flank, rib, sirloin, tenderloin, top sirloin, bottom sirloin, rounds, shanks. That's a lot of cow. All marred at a special mix of wet rub and dry rub seasoning. Wow, that's a lot of... Randy. Me, Damien, and Soph will be doing it in shifts. If you're interested, I'll let you lend a hand too. The missus doesn't rope you into carrying too much around. Sure, sounds fun. Never actually grilled before. Not too tough, you'll see. Now that I'm here, I can finally ask Damien the question that's been on my mind. Damien, so I'm curious this whole time. What exactly is this celebration anyway? Oh yeah, I haven't told you yet. You see, when... Before Damien can properly explain, a motherly voice cuts him off. Damien, sweetie, you shouldn't keep your baby brother waiting any longer. Mention a younger sibling. A tiny Damien clone jumps over the deck, reeling, and... acid punch. My balls! Oh god, why? Why? Vinny! Look. Just like from Power Raptors. Told you I could do it. So sorry, Inko. Vincent, that's why I don't want you watching those violent shows. Younger Dino isn't listening, he's already ran off to find another victim. You alright? Yeah, I'm fine. Was that really acid? No. Here, you should wipe that off. No. Take the towel from me and hand... I take the towel handed to me to wipe off the splotch in my pants from where Vincent punched. The officer's spit only gets more acidic after they reach puberty. I began to rub away the spittle from my pants with a bit more urgency. Thankfully, he's more me than his mother, otherwise you need a new pair of pants. Wait, is that an actual thing? Must be Damien's new friend from school? Indeed I am. Damien's mother head pops up at the side of the deck with a tired smile. Hello, ma'am. Thank you for having me. Oh, didn't know we'd guest so soon. I would have cleaned up more. You can just call me Sophia, dear. Speaking of school, Damien told me you were there. What? Speaking of school, Damien told me you were there. Why'd you be going there? Oh, right, okay. Why were you going there on a day that's clearly no school? Honestly, didn't realise that today's a holiday. Usually I mark them on my calendar, must have flown over my head. It's nobody's, then. It's mainly us dinos who celebrate it. Yeah, Damien told me a bit about it. Not sure I fully understand. In that case, more than glad to clue you in. It's called Summer's End. Today marks the last warm day of the season. After this, fall and winter start rolling in. Interesting. This will probably make it sound stupid for asking me how come you celebrate it. To put it simply, cold might be manageable for warm bloods. For us reptiles, it's no bueno. So, we spent the last day soaking in the sun, enjoying the warm weather before it started getting chilly. Ah, makes sense. Next thing you know, everyone's wearing extra layers and putting up heat lamps. Well, it apparently used to be Ice Age levels of frigid back in my granddad's age, so I guess we consider ourselves lucky. Otherwise, there'd be nothing but a couple of popsicles with their tails for sticks. The patriarch lets out a laugh. It's as infectious as his son's. Wipes a tear from his eyes and goes back to flipping the meat in the grill. Anyway, we're going to start cooking up the food, so make yourself comfortable. Thank you, sir. Randy. Well, Damien's dad attends the grill, moved to the banister overlooking the pool. It's filled with a couple of aquatic toys and air-filled floaties. Wish my place had a pool. Well, I do have extra jeans at home. Ruining one pair won't be a huge issue. Nah, second thought, real annoying to deal with drying off and going home. Wonder how deep... Wow, hello. Bah! The hell are you doing here? I was invited. Focus on her face, not the other things. Dick, you doing here? I live here, moron. Ah, yeah. Damien told me on the way. Anyway, not really. Why are you here? No one's at school when I got there. Huh? Yeah, checked the doors and everything. They announced the holiday yesterday in Homer, and didn't you hear? That's what Liz said over the PA yesterday? I thought it was the school's anthem or something. No wonder everyone was staring and isolated. Why are you like this? Must have not been paying attention. But yeah, I asked Damon what was up and said there's some event going on and invited me. Olivia sinks into the water. Olivia sinks a bit into the water, actually. Stupid question, but... Are you really okay to swim? There's that glare again. Of course, why wouldn't I be? You know. Thankfully, she gets what I'm saying. Sorry?
simply rolls her eyes.
I like it in the water.
Canopers knew about all this earlier. I'd have brought trunks.
Ew, no, I'm not sharing my pill with you.
What? Why not?
Instead of answering me verbally, Olivia tail whips up some water at me like a large wave. And go, come check this out.
Olivia takes the opportunity to slip back into the water.
Slurp. Think she's doing a weird version of Dead Man's Float.
Well, whatever.
What's Damien yelling about?
Damien?
Well, first my little bro has something to say to you. Sorry for giving you the acid punch, Inky. Looks like he taught his younger sibling about my nickname too.
Alright,
Vinny. Vinny extends his hand for a handshake, but it's obscured by his sleeves. Secondly, need a few chairs out here. Got some folding ones, but also some from the kitchen. Got it. They're cheap wood. Not real heavy at all. After the chairs, we can do a table together. Won't be pissed that they got dropped.
why?
The only one we got. After everything's set up, we can play something fun. Kill him in. Grins and bolts back towards the house. Damien chuckles. We both follow after the kid. Right.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of just committing to all my first decisions in one save, and then if I like the game enough by the time I get an ending, but the ending doesn't satisfy me, what I'll do is I'll do another ending and try and find different choices and stuff like that, you know. But whatever, I'll do it for now. Cheers for watching. Good luck. Take it easy.